Hey guys, so for this special edition of D3 Live, I will be recapping the recent Apple press conference about the iPhone 4. So guys, well, it was not a whole lot. Basically, in a nutshell, Apple will be giving away free bumper cases as well as third-party cases if you already have an iPhone 4 or if you buy an iPhone 4 between now and September 30th. So guys, a lot of people did expect this. It's not a huge deal. It will be nice though, if you already have bought a bumper for your iPhone 4, then you can go ahead and register to get a refund. So you should be able to get your money back no problem. And if you already have an iPhone 4 but you do not have a bumper, then you can go ahead and register to go ahead and have Apple send you a free, either a bumper or, like I said, a third-party case. And it can be a lot of different kinds. We don't know exactly for sure. So guys, this is pretty good news. This should go a long ways into helping the death grip problem. Now, basically the way it will work is that sometime next week, Apple will open up their website to allow you to, register to get free cases or to get refunds. So that's pretty good. Unfortunately, though, guys, there was really nothing else to it. They spent a long time talking about how a lot of phones have the same sort of issues, talking about how it's not the biggest deal in the world. And, some of the numbers were kind of a little bit messed up. Like, once they said, like, 0.5% of people have called in, but, you do the math, and that's tens of thousands of people. So some of the stuff you can tell, it really wasn't planned out that well. But that said, though, guys, I think giving everyone a free case is a fair compromise. I think that, it's a good idea. It doesn't solve all the iPhone 4 issues, and still it's kind of a bit of a, it's not that great to see that, you have to have a case on your phone or otherwise you're going to lose reception. I think it will go a ways in helping. Okay guys, so for the second segment of D3 Live, I'm going to be taking some questions, getting some opinions from everybody who's in the chat. Currently we have 70 people in there, it's just pretty good, so let's go ahead and just ask them. So, do you recommend getting the iPhone now or in September? Go ahead and get it now. Once you wait till September, actually, that's when the cases end. So, I mean, really, I don't think there's anything else going to be happening. I think that Apple said what they're going to say. They're not going to, all of a sudden start recalling it later, unless the issue gets bigger. But I think that this is probably going to just hold it off, and it's just kind of start to fade away. You heard the iPhone 4 was just a test. I'm not sure what you mean. Are you talking about, like, as in testing the new antenna, or I'm not sure. If you get a glass case, will that cancel out the death grip? I've never heard of a glass case. It probably will. The main reason that the death grip is that your skin, when it touches bridges the two antennas together, then it starts to kind of really degrade the signal. So anything really that keeps you from touching that will probably work. I assume glass would work. I honestly don't know. I've never even heard of a glass case, but I imagine it probably would. Do you think Android will overpower the iPhone and iOS 4 by the end of this year? Probably not. I think Android's really building everything, but the iPhone 4, even with this problem, is still probably one of the best phones around. And I don't think Android might have more phones, but as far as a single phone, I think the iPhone's still going to stay on top. Would you recommend upgrading from the iPhone 3G? Now that we've seen what all is going on with the iPhone 4, that, like I said, they're going to give away free cases, I think that will probably be enough to go ahead and upgrade. I mean, the 3G is pretty decent, but it's starting to get old, especially with the iOS 4 update. So it's probably about time to upgrade. And I think, even though I'm not 100% satisfied with what Steve Jobs and everybody just announced with the free bumpers and everything, I think that it is about time. I think that the iPhone 4 it's going to have some issues, but with the case, it should be okay. Oh yes, good point. Talking about the Verizon towers. Something I neglected to mention earlier is that actually when Steve Jobs was talking about the death grip, some people were doing it with their phones right in the audience, and they say that they couldn't do it. So something kind of interesting that Steve Jobs was saying was that he's like, well, actually we have AT&T and Verizon towers on the campus. So actually, that's a great point. I forgot to mention it. That is a really, really interesting thing to know that they do have, Verizon cell towers as well as AT&T. You would expect AT&T because obviously they need to test the phones, but to actually have a Verizon tower as well, that's pretty interesting. Now, let's take one more. Do you think the price of the iPhone 4 will come down because of this? Probably not. Okay, I take that back. Almost definitely not. I think that, like I said, this is Apple's response. They're not going to change anything else. They're going to go, okay, we'll give you free cases. People go, oh, this is great, and people probably just stop talking about it, and then it won't be an issue anymore. Now, if something else happens, if something comes about that says that, this isn't working or there's a bigger problem, then yeah, I could see that, they might have to, try some other measures. But to be honest, guys, I think this is about the end of it. I don't think we're really going to be hearing a whole lot else. Do you think Verizon's coming to the Apple iPhone? Now, like I just said, I think there's a pretty good chance that now that they've, especially that they've said that, AT&T is one of the bigger issues about the death grip because obviously the death grip, turns the signal down a little bit. But of course, if there's not a bunch of signal around to begin with, that's going to really hurt you. But yeah, guys, anyway, that's it. Taking all the questions and everything. In general, not too impressed about the conference, but I thought, the cases were pretty decent, I guess. And, hopefully that should be able to fix everybody. You all get free cases for your iPhones, so hopefully that's pretty decent. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching.